Echo Station 5-7. We're on our way.
Well, hello there, it's me, Howdy5 here. Welcome back to another video. Last time, we took a look at one of my favorite ships of all time, the Lambda Shuttle. I built it because I felt that all the official ones were kind of lackluster, at least in some areas, and funnily enough, today is no different. Actually, it's probably worse. The T-47 Airspeeder, more often referred to as the Snowspeeder, is a pretty iconic ship. And no wonder, since its first appearance is in the best movie, along with one of the Empire's most iconic vehicles, Big Daddy Longlegs. And over the last 20 years, LEGO's released heaps of them, and the design has stayed practically the same. Now, back in the day, this design was actually pretty good compared to the other stuff, but unlike the other stuff, this guy's general design hasn't really evolved. You could say it's broken, so why don't you fix it? But since LEGO won't, a while back I thought, fine, I'll do it myself. Have I used that enough on the channel? Now, before we get to the actual showcase, I feel I must confess. This isn't wholly my original design. A long time ago, in a childhood far, far away, I wanted to build an actually accurate Snowspeeder. So I went on perusing on the interwebs for instructions on a cool-looking design. I found one and built it. Now cut back to many years later, that ship was still standing on my desk, and I thought, I can make you better. And then basically rebuilt the whole thing. Now some of the original ones still remains, and I have linked that design in the description below. But also I feel like I've changed it plenty enough to call it my own. I'll of course point out any major remnants of the original design during the showcase. Speaking of which, let's get to it. Now before getting up close and personal, let's go over the basic details. It's built with 546 pieces, and when on the stand, stands 22.3 centimeters, 8.8 inches tall, 18.4 centimeters, 7.3 inches long, and 16.3 centimeters, 6.4 inches wide. The ship itself is 6.3 centimeters, 2.5 inches tall, same length, and 15.7 centimeters, 6.2 inches wide. Also, here I can immediately point out that the grille at the back and the top of the cockpit are relatively close to the original model, with minor alterations. And that really does it for the leftovers and basic stats, so let's get over there. Let's go over the exterior stuff first, interior later. Let's start from the front and move on to the back. First we have the big guns. These big guns? What? No. What? Big guns? No. Literally big guns. Oh. Yeah, so get on fuck out of here. Yeah, sorry. Jesus Christ. Anyway, big guns. Now with these guys, I had a real tough choice to make. You see, the guns aren't just a uniform long tube and have actual shape. They start off kinda thinner, and then there's this thicker thing at the end, and then a tiny little thing at the very end. And the way I saw it, there were two options. One, use the newish flat silver candle for the majority, and then this double bushing for the thick bit, and then a 1.5 pin for the tippy tip. This option nails the shape pretty well, but ignores the fact that the thick bit at the end is supposed to be kind of boxy at the bottom. So option 2, use the bushings for the main bit, and then brackets and an ingot piece to get the boxy shape, and then end off with this lovely new dark bluish grey friction half pin. The shape's not as good, but it sure is boxy when it's supposed to be. So I thought long and hard about this for approximately 2 seconds till I realized that I don't have any flat silver candle pieces, so option 2 it is. Moving along, back here we can open and close the flaps on the engines, as well as adjust the brakes down at the bottom. Finally, for the exterior, we have the rear turret that can of course be angled from side to side. This guy is especially real simple thingy, but I really like the way it turned out. Hopping on inside, we can open the fringe screen just like in the movies, but even my skinny fingers have a hard time getting back there, so you can also detach the whole thing from these jumpers. We of course have 2 seats back to back, some suggestion of turret controls for the gunner, and that's pretty much it. Also, all the grille pieces and this front console should be printed pieces instead, and will be so in the instructions found below. I just don't have an abundance of them lying around, and don't take apart official sets for MOCs, cause that's a thing I will 100% regret. Speaking from experience. Moving away from the ship itself, I have also built this, in my opinion, quite a nice stand. We've got space for the pilots, and even an axle for holding the Hoth from the old Planet sets, the microfighters of my childhood. And that's also where the black comes from. Also, side note, hashtag bring black the Planet sets, they were awesome. And that does it for my take on Snowspeeder. I must thank the original MOC creator for their design, since if I'd never found it, this one probably wouldn't exist either. Again, link to that is in the description, as well as to this model, so if you want to build either or why not both, then get on down there, I'd really appreciate it. If you like this video, then be sure to do so, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts of the model down below. I and the algorithm would greatly appreciate it. You can also now join the channel for some extra perks, like, for example, sneak peeks of upcoming videos, and discounts on all my MOCs for as low as $2 a month, so if you want to support me that tiny bit extra, then you can do so right down there. I'd really appreciate it. But if you don't wanna, that's cool too. Watching the videos is all the support I truly need. Anyways, that does it for me, so thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time with something I've been cooking up for the last couple of days. Okay,